everyone, Darcy here. Back at one of my favorite places I've ever been, the Sinkyone Wilderness in Northern California. It's about an hour north of Fort Bragg. And it's this chunk of wilderness right against the coast of California, which is some pretty valuable real estate. But they set aside this huge chunk to be wilderness. And the place that I'm at is the southern tip. It's called Usal Beach, or Usal Beach, U-S-A-L. And you can camp out here. You can drive right out onto the beach and camp. You can see there's all kind of off-road rigs and four-wheelers parked up here. Or you can go back up in the woods there, and there's a bunch of campsites in the woods too. Now it's wilderness camping. So there's no running water at all, no drinking water, and there's no bathrooms. There's just porta potties here and there, and not even very many of those. So it's pretty rugged and primitive, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'll show you. I'm gonna be here for a couple days, so over the next 2 days, I'll take footage of the various landscapes and things that I see. So if you're wondering why my outfit changes and why I look different throughout the video, that's gonna be why. Okay, so you follow this dirt road, Usal Road, for 6 miles. And then you come across this little bridge, and you're down in this beautiful forest. And now you're here. You come to this little signboard that says, Sinkyone Wilderness State Park. Now what I love about this place is, unlike any California state park, they're all like $35 to camp at least, and you have to make a reservation like a year in advance. This one, there's no reservations. You just kind of show up and find a spot to camp because they're all primitive campsites. There's no running water. There's very few even picnic tables. I don't even think there's any barbecue grills. You gotta bring everything you need. But it's only $25 a night, $8 for an extra vehicle, so it's pretty affordable. And you're right here in the middle of this beautiful lost coast, just north of Fort Bragg. It's a section of the California coast that they call the Lost Coast because I guess when they built Highway 101, 101 doesn't go to the coast, it veers away inland, and so this whole section of the coast got cut off from the rest of the world, and they call it the Lost Coast. And they have like the usual warnings about poison oak, ticks, mountain lions. There's all kinds of wildlife down here. As a matter of fact, there's even these giant Roosevelt elk. And then on the other side of the road, there's this really haunting, sad memorial to this girl who died here. Look at this. Her name was Catherine Rose Martinez. She died here at age 18, so young, on July 5th. 2002, around 2 a.m. Catherine accidentally fell out of the back of a pickup and was killed while partying with a lot of young friends and relatives near this location. She was a bright and loving young lady who had just graduated from Laytonville High School. Laytonville is a town up here in the area. And she was going to college in the fall. And in her memory, we're asking that you be very careful here so nothing tragic ever happens again at this beach. Drive slowly and please assist anyone who needs your help. Have fun. I mean, that's what the memorial actually says. Look, I think that's such a cool memorial. Please assist anyone and have fun. What a great way to, in someone's memory, you know, instead of just being all preachy. I think that's cool. Look at her too, she was beautiful. She looked like she was a lot of fun, man. Like, her friends left her a Mickey's bottle. Sunglasses, little 4th of July flags, because she basically died on the evening of 4th of July. Really sad. And look at these creepy teddy bears they left in her memory. Everything is so dank and soggy here. It's all covered in moss. Look at this one. It was like a little lamb or something. It's all covered in moss growing on it. Yikes. Or how about this dog? So sad for your little memorial on this lonely forest road on the Lost Coast. R.I.P. Catherine Martinez. Okay, so the way this campground works is you can camp at any of those little sites in the woods, or you just follow the road down all the way out here to the beach. And you can kind of just camp anywhere, wherever your rig can take you. Depending on what kind of a car you're driving, you can cross this river. Or this, not a river, what do you call it? Like an inlet where it comes in from the sea. Like there's a camp over there on that sandbar. They had a Jeep that they rolled out over there. And there was some Jeepers out on the sand last night. They already left. Over there in the distance, there's some overlanders camped out on the sand. But then you could also just kind of, like this guy here, they're just camped right here in the reeds. These guys are camped kind of like right in the woods where the beach starts. I mean, there's so many amazingly beautiful places to camp out here. I can't say enough about this place. But it's really sad that the people who camp here leave their trash on the ground. It makes me physically sick. I'm gonna go around with a trash bag and clean some of this mess up. I mean, who are these uneducated, inbred hillbillies that would come out here and leave their garbage all over the ground? Like, get a grip. I have zero patience for that. You know, when I say hillbilly, I don't necessarily mean that they're from the hills. They could be from, you know, a trailer park. They could, I mean, I suppose they could be from a wealthy neighborhood, but I don't know. Wealthy neighborhoods I've been in, you don't tend to find a lot of garbage laying on the ground, so. Oh, check out this campsite. These people left some firewood behind. I wonder if I should nab some. Might need a few extra pieces for my fire tonight. Okay, now we're just walking along the road to where we're camped, okay? We drove around looking for just the right campsite. We wanted to be near the beach. My preference would have been to camp right on the sand, but there's no porta potties out that way really, so we came back here in the trees. We're closer to the potties. And you get a little bit of a wind break when you're in the trees too. Look how beautiful this is. Oh, I mean, this is 4th of July weekend, okay? Again, that's why you hear all this music in the background. You see so many people out here. Any other weekend, or especially midweek, this place is just amazingly deserted. Look at this. You could be out here for a month easily if you brought enough supplies. It's beautiful. Okay, here's our campsite. There's my rig. Yeah, there's my tent, camped by the side of this beautiful little inlet coming in through the forest. This is my friend's tent. But look how beautiful it is back here. My sister saw some otter. My sister and my mom saw some otter splashing in here last night. I would love to see some. I guess the only way to do it is to sit here and be real quiet and see if they come through. Elk. They're Roosevelt elk. Look at these bulls. They're huge. See how big these guys are? See if he lifts his head up. He's ginormous. These guys must weigh 1,000 pounds apiece. Look at this guy. Let me just also make a side comment. I'm not sure you can hear that music. That music is being played by this awesome camp right here. Okay, these people know how to camp. They're playing this amazing mellow classical music and they're sitting there just watching elk graze. What a difference compared to there's a group camped over here in the trees next to us. They're blasting Slipknot or some horrible music like Nickelback or something early this morning. They're constantly airing up and airing down their tires, running their generator, running their compressors. Loud, it's annoying. I mean, if that's a camp, I would say this is definitely a camp. Look, they got a badminton net and classical music. Oh, hear that? That was one of the camps. Look at this guy. So cool. And look, the elk like the quiet camp too. They're not into that loud hooting and hollering. Dick measuring. Oh, look guys, this blue sky is breaking through. The fog actually is burning off. It's about noon now. So I guess the morning gloom burns off. Oops. It's beautiful, man. Look how beautiful that blue sky is. But what I was coming up here to show you is there's no facilities at this camp area. So there's only these little porta potties in the woods here and there, and they're pretty rank because I can't imagine that they send a honey wagon up that rugged road very often. Oh look, tsunami warnings. Because we're right on the coast in California where there's, you know, earthquake faults. You gotta be careful. If you feel an earthquake, you should automatically assume that a tsunami wave is gonna hit, so you wanna go to high ground. Large sneaker waves are possible. Stay back. Never turn your back on the ocean. Wow. Yeah, I guess, dang, I would just run to the highest ground I could. Anyways, let's check out the porta potty and see how disgusting it is inside, okay? Sorry in advance. Oh, it's not terrible. I've seen worse. Some stupid graffiti. Oh, look, there's even toilet paper in it, so apparently they do service it occasionally. Anyways, if you stay here, that's what you're going to have to look forward to. Okay, I actually have to go pee, so I'm going to use this facility. Be right back. Hanging out on the beach here in the afternoon. The mist blew away and it's a beautiful sunny day. But what's interesting about this beach is you're not supposed to drive your off-road rig down here, but everybody does. And because it's 4th of July weekend, the 4th of July is tomorrow, we got all these pickup trucks down here with American flags flying, tearing around the beach. Okay? There's one guy right there. We just watched a really dramatic situation where a forerunner came out here on the sand and got stuck. And so they were trying to help dig him out. He ended up getting out on his own, and then it turned into a confrontation, and he drove off. So there's a lot of people have been drinking. And like my friend said, beer and flags don't really mix. Holy cow, you guys can't tell how big they are. Well, maybe you can sort of compare them to that fire ring. You can actually hear the sound of them chewing those flowers. Oh, look, there's the third guy. He's coming to join them. These 3 elk have hung out in this same little meadow all weekend. So apparently this is the campsite you want. If you're into elk watching, you get this spot. And you're like pretty much camped right in their backyard. Okay, we're getting ready to pack up and leave, but I just want to do one last sort of pano of this amazing place, okay? We've got these giant Roosevelt Elk grazing in a meadow. Right by this beautiful, rugged, misty beach and coastline, which leads right into this amazing ancient old growth redwood forest that's all misty, full of wildflowers. I mean, this place is exceptional. Right, guys? Bye.